Saquon Barkley.
Who's that?
Just the best running back of Penn State football.
26. Wait, that reminds me. We need to film the 26th edition of the EDS News.
Now for this week in middle school news. 5th through 7th graders raised $2,906 for the American Heart Association during the Jump and Hoops for Heart last week. 6th grader Jenna Atia raised $1,100, 37% of the total earned. That's all for this week's in middle school news. Tune in next week for more.
And now for this week on high school news. Students in Mr. Ballard's broadcast journalism class recently finished a video about mindfulness at Evansville Day School. Leah Garrett, Dylan Konetkar, Hannah Cook, Danielle Scavella, and Elijah Slocum took video and interviewed teachers in order to put together a video about the value of mindfulness for students at EDS. You can check out the video by going to the EDS website or going to the EDS News YouTube channel. That's it for this week's edition of High School News. Check in next week for more.
Hi, I'm Tristan, and it's time for lower school news. We celebrated Read Across America on Friday, March 2nd by dressing up as our favorite storybook characters. The students gathered in the atrium to hear a reading of Dr. Seuss books, and then they spent time reading with their book buddies. Sponsored by National Education Association, Read Across America is an annual reading motivation and awareness program that calls for every child to celebrate reading on March 2nd, the birthday of Dr. Seuss. That's all for this week's lower school news. Tune in next week for more.
And now for this week's edition of What's Hot, the Olympics. This week concludes the 2018 Winter Olympics. The closing ceremony was 2 hours long and included acts from 13-year-old guitarist Yang Taiwan. The top 3 leading countries in medals were Norway with 14 gold, 14 silver, and 11 bronze. Germany had 14 gold, 10 silver, and 7 bronze. Canada had 11 gold, 8 silver, and 10 bronze. And finally, the United States had 9 gold, 8 silver, and 6 bronze. Some important victories for the United States was the women's hockey team winning gold over Canada, the United States curling team won gold against Sweden, and the women's cross-country skiing team won gold for the first time. And that's it for this week's edition of What's Hot.
And now for this week on upcoming events. March 7th is Step Up Night from 6 to 7:30 p.m. March 5th through 8th is I-STEP testing for grades 8 through 10. March 12th through 16th is Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week. March 12th is the USI Foreign Language Bowl at 8:30 a.m. March 13th is the 4th grade Giving Project presentations at 8:30 a.m. March 15th is the Winter Sports Banquet at 6 p.m. at Login. Tune in next week for more information on upcoming events.
Chess Club is now accepting students in grades 2 through 12 to join at Chess Club. Students practice chess, including playing games against different players and focusing on specific strategies. The club meets on Thursdays between 3:10 and 4:10 in the Upper School Commons. Students can sign up by attending a meeting or contacting Chess Club advisor Jeremy Bennett.
Now for this week's sports. High school varsity basketball sectionals will take place later today at 5:30 against Springs Valley. If they win, they will move on to the sectional finals on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Tune in next week for the results and more on varsity finals.
EDS is officially transitioning to continuous enrollment. That means that this year will be the first without paper contracts. More information will be provided at Step Up Night and a follow-up email that includes links to the terms and conditions and a web form to select optional fees. We are excited for the 2018-2019 school year and assume your family is returning unless you have already notified us or emailed Karen Chapman to opt out. As several grades have a waiting list, opting out of continuous enrollment confirms we are not holding a spot for your students.
The Manhattan Nights Gala, the biggest event of the year, is on April 14th. You can help make the event successful by contributing items for Gala baskets. These baskets, which raise thousands of dollars for the school, will be auctioned off that night. Each grade has been assigned a Gala basket theme. Grades 9 through 12 have been combined into one upper school basket. Drop off items with your classroom teacher or at the front office. Don't forget, the funds we raise at the Gala support day school's academic programs, faculty-led initiatives, and classroom enhancements. We need everyone to pitch in and help. If you have questions, contact Leah Whitaker in the advancement office.
Now for this week's Jelastic edition of In the Halls, where we put EDS students on the hot seat.
How do you make one disappear by adding to it?
Disappear.
You add a -1.
You have to subtract.
Add an in.
A negative. You add a negative.
What has one head, 1 foot, and 4 legs?
1 head, 1 foot, and 4 legs. A table. It's a table. I knew it was a table.
Hold on. 1 head, 1 foot, 4 legs. I don't know.
Table.
A table? A table!
Oh. What is the most curious letter?
Curious letter. Y?
Q.
Y.
Q.
Cute.
What time is it when an elephant sits on your fence?
It's likely time to get the elephant off your fence. I don't know.
It's a rough time.
Fun time.
I don't know.
How many bananas can you eat if your stomach is empty?
Like 7. Personally, 7.
Rest of the 4.
As many bananas as your stomach can hold.
I thought you said these weren't hard.
As many as you can stuff in.
Hey Cece, too bad Saquon Barkley never won the Heisman Trophy like Eddie George, the best running back at Ohio State.
Oh, 27.
Join us next week for the 27th edition of the EDS News.